Hi, this is Olga from Wholesale Warehouse, New York. The most important factor that will determine the success that you have when it comes to selling wholesale goods is whether people want them or not. If people love the wholesale goods that you have, you will be 90% on your way to making some good sales. You will also have to consider the price that you are paying for your merchandise, since the price you will be retailing it for is also very important. For now, I would like to focus on how to determine if you are picking wholesale goods that people will want to buy. Tip number 1. Visit the actual neighborhoods where your prospective customers live and work. You want to personally see what are the types of products that they use, whether it's the dresses that they wear, the electronics that they use, or the recreational activities that they participate in. It is probably the most efficient way to determine what type of wholesale products are preferred by the people that you will be selling to. One important thing to keep in mind is that you might be introducing a new product that is not currently available to your prospective customer base. In that case, your prospective customers will not have access to your products, so visiting the neighborhoods where they live and work won't help in this situation. The same would apply if your wholesale product is currently only available at a higher price than you will be selling it for. For example, your customers might love to be able to buy Calvin Klein dresses, but they cannot afford them. In that case, you won't see anyone wearing any Calvin Klein dresses. But if you can retail the Calvin Klein dresses at the price that they might be able to afford, then you should be able to sell them. Tip number 2. Interview prospective and current customers. I know that most people associate interviewers with job interviews, but they are just as important in the wholesale and retail business. If you have visited my warehouse or have called me, you know that I like to ask my customers questions so that I can determine the type of wholesale merchandise that they need. By interviewing people, you will get factual information that can help you order the best possible wholesale goods for your store, warehouse, or website. Tip number 3. Visit the online forums where your customers are found. You can find these forums by searching on Google using the keywords that describes your prospect and the category that you are considering purchasing wholesale products in. For example, I can do a search for Zambian Bankers Clothing Forum. Hopefully, the search results will include forums where Zambian bankers are discussing clothing. This information can help me determine what kind of clothing my Zambian customers that work in banks are looking for. Tip number 4. Visit the Facebook profiles of people that you are doing business with. You should be able to tell them from their pictures what kind of product that they like. You can also send them a friend request and ask them to tell you what kind of wholesale items they are in the market for. This tip can be used whether you sell wholesale or retail. Tip number 5. Visit trade shows that cater to your industry. You can then see the wholesale fashions that are being introduced into the marketplace. The assumption is that the vendors have done their research and are offering fashions or other products that are of interest to people in the marketplace. You still need to do your own research to ascertain the demand for those items. I personally would be more trust in established vendors such as international brands like Harry, Ralph Lauren, and Anna Klein. Established international brands have employees that are in charge of researching and evaluating the marketplace. The brands will then introduce products based on their recommendations. A fashion brand like Nine West is spending a great deal of money evaluating and responding to the fashion tastes of the marketplace. Keep in mind that even the biggest fashion companies can make mistakes, and even the smallest upstarts can have a great grasp of the marketplace. One of the reasons why there are self-plus is because manufacturers and retailers have miscalculated the demand for their products. So, even the most experienced clothing company can make mistakes. And a small fashion startup might be really well connected to fashion trendsetters, so its clothing will be based on the demand in the marketplace. From time to time, a fashion executive will leave a large company to start his own fashion business. So, while the vendor might be new, it's actually being heated by a very experienced fashion insider. Tip number 6. Test out the marketplace before purchasing a large quantity of wholesale goods. At the end of the day, you will only know for certain if people want your products when you try to sell them. If you're unsure about the demand for a certain style of brand, then you buy a small quantity from your wholesale supplier and try it out. I would recommend only that if you see a really good closeout deal that you won't likely see again, that you should consider taking a chance on it if you feel that your customers will love it. I know that while running my closeout warehouse in Brooklyn, I have had customers purchase a small quantity of merchandise and then return later on to purchase more. But often I will have sold out the closeout merchandise that they wanted and they will have missed out. In those situations, it would have clearly been better for them to have purchased a larger quantity or maybe even the entire closeout lot. It all comes down to knowing your customers. The more informed you are about the preferences of your customers, the easier it will be for you to take chances on purchasing wholesale closeout deals. Tip number 7. Look at the magazines and websites that your customers look at. You can then see articles and advertisements covering the types of products that they like. For example, if you are catering to young male professionals, you might pick up a copy of GQ and see which products are being featured in the magazine. Tip number 8. Visit the boutiques, department stores, and websites that are already selling to your customers. You should be able to quickly determine which type of products your customers are buying. Please keep in mind that there are various reasons why you might not see the type of wholesale products that you are considering purchasing. Perhaps the retailers do not have access to the same wholesale sources or wholesale pricing that you do. In other words, they might not be selling certain wholesale items simply because they do not know where to buy them or cannot buy them at a low enough price. If you do have access to merchandise at a lower wholesale price than other sellers do, you will instantly have a great competitive edge over your customers. That's essentially why so many retailers from all over the world shop by me, because I give them access to designer and brand name clothing at below wholesale prices. Please visit our wholesale warehouse in New York.